Our challenge to become the best manager in the world has started in Ireland at Galway United. We then, of course, after success at the Irish club, moved to Vitoria in Portugal, where we took them to 3 trophies in total, 2 Portuguese cups as well as the league title, even played Champions League football over there. Then we now decided to go and embark on a journey at Atletico Madrid. We are in our 8th season as a manager, of course with this stacked Atletico Madrid side where last season we won the double, both the league as well as the cup, but still the Champions League evading us here, and that is the only trophy we need to win to complete the challenge. We needed a bit of squad depth, that's why I signed a new centre midfielder. We didn't have anyone on the bench for that position. It is a 23-year-old Lorenzo Rey joining us. He's 82 rated for 30 million from the Saudi Arabian League. We have then gone on and made maybe a bit of a controversial move, bringing out our left winger for a new left winger, 24 years of age. Already about an 88 overall, Desiree Doué joining us for 18 million, plus Leo Zawa, who goes the other way to Milan. The squad now, even the bench, looking much more balanced with Ray on there, 23-82, but of course our big signing is Desiree Doué, 26 years old. I think I said 24, that was wrong. 26-88 rated in his prime. Our league phase in the Champions League consists of Dortmund as our first encounter in September, then PSV in October. What else do we have? AEK from Greece in October, as well as SCR, which is Rapid Vienna, I do believe, in November. PSG in December is going to be really tough. I think I forgot one in November actually. Yes, the one against Dinamo Zagreb. Chelsea also in January, and to round off the league phase, Juventus. So our finish is going to be much harder than the start. Apart from, of course, facing BVB in our very first game, Dortmund, the German Giants. We did take an early lead against Dortmund. A wonderfully played counter-attack, which found its way to Peters, only having to tap it in the end here. It was Hassan going all the way from defense on a counter from Dortmund, and that's how it ended. Another mind-bogglingly fast counter-attack, yet again ended in the back of the net, of Dortmund's net, shall I say, as we ran rampant over them. Within 20 minutes, look at this, a pass by Bergvall into the path of Peters, who put it into the back of the net yet again. Copy-paste of the second goal. Once again, Peters at the end of it, already on a hat-trick here. What a performance by our Belgian superstar. The consistency of this Peters guy is unbelievable. Yet again, this time with his left foot past Kobel, who will have nightmares of this guy. And another one in the 57th minute. Dortmund absolutely torn to shreds. Gallagher wins the ball back very high up the pitch and then passes it cleverly to Peters, who makes his 5th goal of the night. Dortmund did get back a consolation in the 72nd minute through Silva, their number 10, after we had substituted a whole host of players. Even the replacement of Peters would get a goal. Brahimi, 19 years old, coming from the bench, and he had scored his goal, getting played in nicely by Ray, and then ending this. Even our second game we would comfortably win with 3 goals in the second half, Hong, Ray and Bergvall against PSV. Yet another victory against AEK Athens. Something has happened here. Someone of Atletico Madrid has won the Ballon d'Or. It is Kylian Peters. He absolutely deserves that. Our very first Ballon d'Or winner as a manager. Will we see ourselves as well? Cantona with Shevchenko and Kylian Peters. There are the teammates, of course, of Kylian. Bukayo Saka sitting there, if I'm not mistaken. Not too bad. In an encounter between second and first, Real Madrid did take the lead. Peltier, the striker, in the 42nd minute. A wonderfully played piece of football ends again here in the back of the net. Even at Real Madrid Stadium, we play scintillating football. A big mistake in Real Madrid's defense saw us take the lead in the 85th minute, just a few minutes before the end of the game. Given we hadn't lost a single game, a single point even this season, that was yet another goal in direction of keeping the record. That would mean yet another victory, yet another pathway to getting yet another title, and Ancelotti still in charge of Real Madrid. In a clutch match against PSG, Peters gave us yet another lead after Doué magically prepared, assisted the goal, going past everyone, and Peters just had to tap it home. Doué, after provoking a sending off from a PSG player, his former club, he also netted one in, running the length of the pitch, going inside. Look at this goal, past everyone, and again, easy finish. After a mistake by our keeper, PSG still got a goal back. Look at this, a pass out the back, not really well done. He saved it first, but we couldn't get a man to defend the second ball, and so it went in. It, however, only took us a few seconds to make it 3-1 off the kickoff. Hassan played in by Peters, in behind, wonderfully done, 3-1 to Atletico. Conor Gallagher even scored a fourth goal, a complete demolition job of PSG. Saying thank you to the fans. Again, it was going off Doué, who is absolutely the man of the match. Into Peters, into Gallagher, 4-1. Amazingly, at the halfway stage of the season, we were yet to drop a single point. 18 games played, 18 games won, 17 clear of Real Madrid, who were yet to play their 18th game, but oh well, what a record. And even in the Champions League phase, we were yet to drop a single point, as we were clear 3 points of second place Chelsea. Only wins in the first part of the season. That is just crazy. Our first trophy of this season against Real Madrid in the Supercopa, and it is a 3-0 penalty win, 1-1 after 90 minutes. Camara Doué, 120 minutes, no goals anymore. We scored 3 penalties, Real missed all of them. And what is this, guys? We are going to win something, as by the looks of it. Shevchenko is holding up a paper, and Sombrero is elevating himself from his seat, as he's just won Manager of the Year for the very first time. That is a crazy achievement. He gets the award by given to him by Shevchenko. Peters is smiling, the players are smiling, and Sombrero is proud. We even secured a big win away to Chelsea in our very next Champions League phase game. At this point, absolutely everything went our way, and every opponent was outplayed. Even Juventus conceded a free kick to Desiree Doué, a wonderful strike. We would seal that same game with a goal by Peters, of course, who else but Peters, on the counter, a game where Juve stepped up, but in the end we scored the goal. Meaning that at the end of the league phase we were the record holders here, 24 points, 6 ahead of Chelsea, Leipzig, and even Barcelona and PSG. What a crazy run. Of all teams against CD Tenerife in the Copa de España, we would concede our very first loss in the season. It is in the semi-final first leg of the Copa, so we could still turn things around. Shortly after our very first point dropped in the league, we are looking at 24 games won, 1 drawn and 0 lost. We would get the win at Club Brugge in our round of 16 matchup, going in front through Doué. 1 minute later, Cisse got the equalizer, but Peters with the winner. In the home leg, we would go on and beat them yet again. Bergwall with the 88th minute winner. We go through to the quarter-finals. Even though we lost the first leg at home to Tenerife, shockingly, we went to CD and got a 4-0 win. That is impressive. We are through to the final. We're up against RB Leipzig in the quarter-finals of the Champions League. However, things didn't start off well, as just 4 minutes in, Leipzig took the lead. No one could stop Ileni Kena going into the box, and a finish where Pereira could have done better as well. Our marksman Peters, though, got an equalizer in the 57th minute to get our unbeaten streak further going, played in by Gallagher, ending this move. Or so we thought, as RB Leipzig retook the lead through their superstar Xavi Simons in the 66th minute. Left-footed strike into the top corner. Just 2 minutes later, though, a wonderful move again, ended by Peters, by our superstar. Great play, look at this, tack, tack, and then the shot. We would even go and score a third goal. Once again, Peters with the Heung-min Son celebration. But a lot of space for Hassan, who lays it to Peters. Can easily bag his hat-trick. In the second leg, it would be a draw, which is more than good enough to go to the semi-finals. Just 6 games before the end of the season, we were already crowned champions, as we have a 23-point advantage over Real Madrid, who we also beat in the league. We're in the Copa de España final, of course, as well, after beating Tenerife, so yes, that is going to be a matchup with Sevilla. In the Champions League, we were paired up with Inter Milan on our pathway to a possible treble. We were off to a good start, as in the 12th minute, Desiré Doué gave us the lead in the Spanish Cup final against Sevilla, played in by Peters. Yet another big play in 2 or 3 touches in front of the goalkeeper, and Peters got his goal, of course, as well. In added on time in the first half, Sevilla would get a goal back, out of nothing really. Another beautiful piece of football would take us back to our 2-goal cushion. Hassan has been an incredible player throughout this journey, and here he's played in by Gallagher, and ends it on the penalty spot. That was going to do it, our first trophy of the season. No, our second one if you include the Supercopa. But we have added a big trophy, back-to-back Copa del Rey's for Atletico Madrid, and that was only going to be the start. As just 3 days later we would face Inter Milan in the semi-finals, first leg of the Champions League. We were very sharp in front of goal and took the lead in the 14th minute in Milan through a Conor Gallagher strike. A sharp counter-attack at the start of the second half would mean Peters was to double our lead. Who else but Peters, 94 rated right now, played in by Bergvall majestically, and even same majestical finish by the Belgian. Nothing else would happen anymore. We get a 2-0 away win at Inter, very important first leg win. We get the job done in the second leg, a draw at home at the Metropolitano, more than good enough. As fate would have it, we would face Real Madrid in the Champions League final to complete our treble quest. Even in Barcelona, 2 games before the end of the season, Peter still delivers, as he gives us the lead in the 55th minute through that through ball going past and scoring the goal. Copy-paste of the first goal just 5 minutes later, as our Belgian superstar striker gets played in by Bergvall and makes it 2-0 at the Camp Nou. Even though we would go on to concede a goal, we'd even come away from Camp Nou with a 2-1 victory still. At the end of La Liga season, we would not only go unbeaten, but also yet again have the player of the season, and who else but Kylian Peters to get the award by David Beckham, another legend of the football scenery. We are indeed 1 game away from an invincible treble. I think that's never been done before. We haven't won a single game, 110 points in La Liga, which is absolutely mind-boggling. 32 points ahead of Real Madrid in second. We haven't lost a single game in the Champions League either so far this season, as we are looking to go into, of course, the league phase. We finished with 8 wins out of 8. Round of 16, we won twice. In the quarterfinals, we drew 1 game but won the other, same as in the semis. And now we are up against Real Madrid, the kings of Europe. There are though new kings in town in Madrid, as rebuild Sombrero is looking to finish off the challenge today. That started off with Galway United, continued at Vitoria, now could be ended at the arena of Schalke with Atletico Madrid in the Madrid derby in the Champions League final. We would already take the lead just 7 minutes into the Champions League final. Peters fought his way through, gave a ball into Hassan, who fulfilled the dream of every Atletico fan, going ahead in the Champions League final. Another goal came in the 37th minute as Conor Gallagher, with the Jude Bellingham celebration in front of him, makes it 2-0. 2-0 to Atletico Madrid. A quite great first 37 minutes until this moment. Preparation and assist for Peters again. A mistake in our backline would offer Real Madrid the lifeline. As yes, we had lost it through Bergvall, if I'm not mistaken. No chance for Pereira in net. A big mistake by our keeper then gave Real Madrid the lead, the equalizer. Just look at this. Pereira, without any pressure, passes it to Peltier, who just has to pelt it into the goal. In the first minute of extra time, already, we're already in extra time, and Desiree Doué has scored yet another goal. Maybe the decider. Fast build-up play by Atletico Madrid, as they usually do. And then finishing it off, Doué by himself. A solo run. And that's what he does best. 3-2, 105th minute. A roller coaster of emotions that would fast, very, very soon be over, as one final chance for Real Madrid. Jude Bellingham trying to go through, passing it to Vinicius Junior, going back, but that was it. We intercepted the ball, we throw it away, and finally we have beaten Real Madrid in a Champions League final. Atletico Madrid, treble winners. That is an achievement in itself, an absolute roller coaster, as I said. 2-0 up, 2-all, and 3-2, winner by Desiree Doué in the end. But lads, if you enjoyed this series, this journey to become the best manager in the world, if you want to see more content like this, then please by all means consider dropping a like on the video, subscribing to the channel, and also tell me in the comments what other challenges you'd like to see next, as Rebuild Sombrero is on top of the world, winning with Galway United in Ireland, winning with Vitoria, 3 trophies effectively in Portugal, and then going to Spain, winning a double in the second season, and now the treble, actually the quadruple if you want to include the Supercopa. 6 trophies won, and the most important one, lifted by Conor Gallagher, the Champions League. Rebuild Sombrero is the best manager in the world. I'm going to say, have a wonderful rest of your day. It's been Sombrero. Until next time, I'm out.